Hey guys, it's Milana here, and today I'm going to be giving you tips on how to get your real estate license. So I'm going to go through the whole process, and this video will be geared more towards younger individuals like high school students and college students who are thinking of getting into the field. Although the knowledge applies to anyone, I'm going to be gearing it specifically towards students who might be interested in getting into the field. So let's get started. So the first step to getting your license is simply just to educate yourself. So if you're in high school right now and you're thinking of getting into this field, I really recommend that you start reading some books, listening to podcasts, even listening to YouTube videos, just to kind of educate yourself and see if it's even a field that you want to enter. You do have to wait until you turn 18 before you get licensed anyway. So in the meantime, teach yourself, educate yourself, absorb some knowledge about the real estate field, and that's going to help you know what you're getting yourself into, right? It's really going to help you be able to even understand whether or not this is something that you want to do before you go ahead and spend tons of money trying to get your license, going through the courses, etc. So number one step is educate yourself. So the second step is going to be signing up for the 40-hour licensing course. So this is mandatory. No matter where you live, you do have to take a course, but the good news is you don't have to go to college. So you can just sign up for these courses online, and you can take them in person as well. My online courses were half of them were like live, like I had to tune in at a certain specific time, and then the other half I could take on my own time. So it really just depends on the school of choice that you choose. I'll talk a little bit more about the Massachusetts school that I chose in a different video, but the school that I chose was really helpful and gave us the opportunity to take both live and classes that were already just on demand. So that was a 40-hour course, and I did have to pay for that. You do have to pay. For me, it was about $200, and it can vary. It can be more, it can be less, depending on which school you go to, and what they offer extra training and mentoring as well. You can sign up for those, but that's going to cost extra, so I don't know if that's something you want to do, but it might be something worth looking into. And then the 40-hour course can take you literally could do it in a week if you're able to. I mean, it's just 40 hours essentially. You can spread it out over 2 weeks or longer. It's really just up to you how long it takes you to consume the content and just kind of study it. So number 2 step is to actually take the 40-hour licensing course. So after you've taken the course, what you're going to do is apply for the actual test. So they'll give you a certificate that basically says you finished the course and you're eligible to apply for the test. So this process can take up to 5 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. It took 5 weeks for me. What happens is that they do a background check and they check all your application, your papers, and you also have to pay. You pay to take the test as well, so you send them that fee as well. And it could be less than 5 weeks for the wait time. For me, it just happened to be a really long time. But while you're waiting for them to approve, what you should really be doing is just focusing on studying, because you need to study a lot for this test. So number 3 is applying for the test. So the 4th step will be to actually schedule the test. So what happens is you'll get an email, or they'll mail you a response saying that you're eligible to take the test, and you're going to go up on the website and sign up for an exam date. And it could be as soon as the next day if there's spaces available. Although with COVID, I'm not sure if you'll be able to find a spot that quickly, but usually you can schedule it pretty close to when you get that approval. For me, I scheduled it 3 weeks out just because I wanted more time to study, and you can take your time really if you need more time. Don't feel like you need to schedule it right away. So step 4 is to schedule that test. So the 5th step is going to be actually taking the test. So once you get to the place where you take the exam, they're gonna send you exactly what you need to bring, the rules and all that stuff. They're pretty strict with it, and you have to make sure you have the right forms of identification, and you have to be on time. Make sure you're on time, or they will not let you in to take the test. So yeah, there's a lot of rules, but you'll get all of that in the information packet once you finally sign up. And then once you take the test, there's two parts. So you'll have the national, federal section, and then the state section, which varies by state. And I'll talk more about the testing and kind of how to study for it in a different video. But yeah, just for the sake of this video, we're just going to say there's two parts to the test. And once you take both parts, the exam in total is they give you about 4 hours, but you don't need that much time. Once you take both tests, you'll know your exam score in the same sitting while you're there, and then if you got a 70 and passed, you'll be licensed on the spot. They'll take your picture, give you your card, and you're officially good to go. You can start practicing. Basically, you just gotta find a broker first, obviously, and then of course if you didn't pass, you can retake the test. You will have to pay again if you end up retaking it, and also when you do get licensed, when you pass, you do have to pay a license fee. So there are a lot of fees associated with all of this, but ideally you can do this under $1,000. So yes, so the fifth step is just taking the test and getting licensed officially. Okay, and the last step, the sixth step, is to find a broker to affiliate with. So for me, I was doing some brokerage interviews before I even took the test, and you can do the same as well if you're eager and you just want to know exactly which one you're going to sign up with beforehand. You can do that. You can start interviewing and calling the offices and asking to see if you can set up an interview, and then you want to go in with your questions and a notebook, and you're interviewing them basically, because the broker will take you on regardless. I'll make another video about this later, but basically, you're the one making them money, you're the one that's interviewing them. So this is a very important step in the process that you want to make sure that you do. You can wait until after you get licensed. You can do interviews after as well, if that's just what you're more comfortable doing. Go for it. And once you choose your brokerage, you choose the right fit for you, and you will have to pay some brokerage fees. You pay a fee to get on the MLS and a couple of other brokerage fees as well. But like I said, ideally this whole process can be done for under $1,000. If you're in high school, that might sound like a lot, but if you save up until a certain period of time, I think you'll be able to get it done. I got mine for under $1,000, or I got started in the process under $1,000, so it's definitely doable. And if you're a college student, this is something you can also do on the side as well. I just wanted to mention, I'm a college student and I got licensed while I was in college. It's something that you can start off as a side hustle, or at least just have it there, so that when you do graduate college, you're already done and you can start full-time, practicing. So the sixth step is just to get everything together, go to a brokerage, affiliate yourself, pay all the fees, and at that point you're good to go to start working with clients. And for me, this whole entire process took about 2 to 3 months, but it can vary for you. It can be a little bit shorter or it can be a little bit longer. It really just depends on how long it takes you to study and how long it takes you to set up the test. But I don't think you can get it in less than a month though, because between taking the actual courses and scheduling the test, it's going to be at the very least a month. So that's just for a timeline if you're looking. But yeah, overall, I think that if you're a student, it's a really great thing to get into and to start educating yourself early on if it's something that you're really interested in, because you don't need a college degree for this. You don't, and it can be a really excellent side hustle. And even if you don't practice, you just having that license is good knowledge for you, for if you want to buy a house in the future or whatever, rent a house, if you want to do some real estate investing. It's just good to have your license. So you really can't go wrong. And if you have some money to spare, it's really good to invest in yourself basically. And if you feel like it is a lot of money at first, yes, but remember, if you do start actually practicing, you should make back all of that money when you sell for your first house. So when you work with your first client and you get your first commission check, it's going to cover all of that anyways. So there you guys have it, my 6 steps to getting your real estate license. If you have any other questions that I didn't get to, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and I will be making more videos going more into depth about certain things I said. I just didn't want to make this video too long. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you later.